Before I begin, I'll repeat myself, please. सामने जो photographers हैं, वो कृपया पीछे TV वालों का ध्यान रखें. Since it's a live telecast, kindly do not stand to obstruct their view. Silent mode पे कर दें, please. आवाज जो आ रही है, उसे बंद कर दें, ताकि मैं शुरू कर पाऊं. Welcome to this press conference by Election Commission of India. Chief Election Commissioner Shri Rajiv Kumar ji and Election Commissioner Shri Anup Chandra Pandey ji are leading the ECI team. We are joined on the dais by Senior DEC Shri Dharmendra Sharma and Shri Nitesh Vyas, Deputy Election Commissioners Shri Ridesh Kumar ji, Shri R.K. Gupta, Shri Ajay Bhadu, DG IT Srimati Neeta Verma, Special Officer IT Shri HR Srinivas and Special Officer Sweep Shri Ranbir Singh, and I am DG Media Shifali Sharan. I would request Chief Election Commissioner Shri Rajiv Kumar to kindly give his opening statement, after which the floor would be open for your questions. I would request you to ask your questions subsequently, one by one, after introducing your name and the name of your media organization that you represent. Kindly ensure your mobile phones are on silent mode throughout the conference and there's no disturbance to camera persons in between. Sir, please.
Thank you, Shefali ji. My esteemed colleague, Honorable Election Commissioner Shri Anup Chandra Pandey ji, senior officials from the Election Commission on the dais, and friends from media who have gathered here today, and also those who are connected with us virtually. We meet today for a press conference that most of you have been awaiting and have also been guessing since morning also. October is a month with many festivals, and we are adding one more festival, that is the Festival of Democracy, to this month of October. अक्टूबर के इस त्योहार के माहौल में लोकतंत्र के त्योहार को भी हम लोग जोड़ रहे हैं इलेक्शन कमीशन की तरफ से, जिसमें 18 साल से लेके 100 वर्ष तक के बुजुर्ग मतदाताओं का एक बहुत ही बहुरंगी इंद्रधनुष है. It's a fantastic rainbow of the voters ranging from 18 years to 100 plus, and we'll focus a bit on this rainbow. I would explain in the detail about this, but in the meantime, to move forward, the elections, when we conduct, we have three broad objectives. First is the elections have to be free, fair, inclusive, accessible, and inducement-free. And the second major vertical is the voter, that the voting experience should be very, very comfortable. And thirdly, the maximum voter participation, especially of the young voters, urban voters, PWDs, and senior citizens. These four categories we intend to focus more, which I'll explain. भारत निर्वाचन आयोग स्वतंत्र और निष्पक्ष, प्रलोभन मुक्त, इंड्यूसमेंट फ्री तरीके से विधानसभा का आगामी निर्वाचन चुनाव कराने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है, और हमारा प्रयास है कि वरिष्ठ नागरिकों, दिव्यांगजनों, महिलाओं, नए मतदाताओं सबकी भागीदारी बहुत ही सशक्त तरीके से आने वाले चुनावों में हो. Through the vast reach of the media, I would request first that interaction will start with the wish that our appeal is being heard by most of the voters and they will come out to participate wholeheartedly in this forthcoming Festival of Democracy. Before going into the mode of the elections, we have an extensive process of consultation. And the magnitude and scale of our elections is really awe-inspiring, as you all know. For the last few months, our entire team, which you are seeing here, has been working on organizing these elections, ranging from the electoral rolls to the management of logistics to various things which we will explain. Periodic reviews were done by them. The commission also went to the states where the elections are due, and we had detailed meetings with the DOs, with the SPs, and with all the enforcement agencies, chief secretaries, DGs, and everyone who is involved in either conduct of elections or in the enforcement side of this. We also simultaneously discussed the COVID situation, as it has been bothering in the last two rounds of elections. We had a detailed discussion with the Health Secretary, Union Health Secretary, and also with the Chief Secretaries and DGs of the concerned states, Health Secretaries. It doesn't seem to be that much of a concern now, but still, the states have been advised that they will continue to follow the five-fold strategy of test, track, treat, vaccinate, and follow the appropriate behavior. We have revised our guidelines, which are in this form, essentially saying that they have to follow the norms set by the Health Ministry and also the respective SDMAs in the states if there is any situation that warrants the tightening or the graded response to the COVID situation. Friends, the first and foremost thing in conducting an election is the electoral roll. A healthy, error-free electoral roll is the primary step, that is the base on which the entire elections are held. And the special summary revision has just happened. The electoral rolls have been published in the concerned states. And during this exercise, the Commission has laid a special emphasis on registration of new age voters, women, transgenders, and persons with disabilities. In order to ensure a clean electoral roll, the photographically similar entries, PSCs, and demographically similar entries have been found through the use of software and field verification. They were circulated to all the DOs and also to the respective BLOs to do a field verification of those who are found to be in the demographically similar entries or the photo similar entries. The special proactive steps were taken for the registration of PWDs, old age, and also the third gender. In this, we took help of the welfare departments, respective departments, for example, the welfare department, whenever the question of the registration of PWDs came. So whomsoever they were giving scholarship, we just cross-checked that they are our voters. To address the issue of urban apathy, we found that there is generally an urban apathy. If I can give you an example, in the 2019 elections, general elections, and if we list all the, say, 7-8 districts where the voting has been least, 4 of them happen to be the metropolitan cities. It's all in our statistics book, which we have published. I am not naming them here, but we are focusing on the urban apathy very, very seriously. In this, our CEOs are signing the MOUs with the departments and with the industry and with the organizations who have more than 500 persons. And we have reached out to the colleges and the educational institutions. What is expected is that after the voting, if the nodal officers are appointed in these organizations with 500 plus voters, and we will try and persuade those voters after the elections, the leave-taking and non-voting voters, we will try and reach to them and say, please join next time. So that's a kind of a awareness which we will start. The Election Commission of India, in pursuance of the legal amendments, had made 4 dates, as you are all aware. And this, by virtue of this, there is every quarter, first of the every quarter, one can apply for the registration. And the new, now onwards, the electoral rolls will be updated every quarter. और निर्वाचन आयोग की इस पहल पर कानून में जो बदलाव किए गए, जिसके कारण 4 डेट्स में संभव है, और अब पोल गोइंग स्टेट्स में नामांकन के दिन तक भी अभी मतदाता में सूची में नाम जुड़वाया जा सकता है. तो इसमें यह भी आपके माध्यम से अनुरोध है कि अगर इतनी मेहनत करके नए वोटर्स को जोड़ने के लिए कमीशन ने और फील्ड स्टाफ ने मेहनत की है, तो उनको भी आगे बढ़ के वोट देने आना चाहिए. Friends, I'll also tell you how many specifically benefited by this amendment. I'll come to it and tell you. In an election, voters are our primary stakeholders, and therefore, even those who do not have a voter epic, by and large, we have now ensured that the voting epic card reaches everyone. It's being delivered even now, but by chance, if you don't have, there are these many, almost a dozen other documents through which one can vote. So one need not be worried. What is important is to come to the booth with any one of these, even if one doesn't have an epic. Now, the next important thing is the polling station. And that's the next point at which we interact with the voter. The effort is to make the voting experience, it's quite protocol based, but we are still trying that the experience becomes far more enjoyable in the true spirit of the festival of the democracy. Our COs and DOs have been asked to identify the lowest polling percentage booth in each constituency. This is what we are doing to increase our awareness and persuade the voters to come and vote. And they are going personally to the polling stations which are having the least percentage of voting below the average in their each respective constituencies. So they'll try and find out what is the issue, why there is an lesser percentage of voting in those particular booths. They'll try and bring them up to the level of the general voting in that particular constituency. Friends, कमीशन का एक दूसरा फोकस है जो हमेशा रहा है, उसमें आगे हर बार नई चीज जुड़ती है, वो ये है कि हर पोलिंग स्टेशन पर कुछ बेसिक सुविधाएं निश्चित रूप से उपलब्ध रहनी चाहिए. तो ये जितनी बेसिक सुविधाएं हम आपको स्लाइड के माध्यम से भी दिखा रहे हैं, every polling station would have a ramp which is accessible for the PWDs, drinking water, electricity, shade, and volunteers for the PWDs for the old age. Every polling station would be on a ground floor so that it is not problematic for anybody to climb. तो जितना भी कंफर्ट पोलिंग स्टेशन पे दे सकते हैं वो देने का प्रयास हम लोग कर रहे हैं, और इन इलेक्शंस में 100% सर्टिफिकेट डीओ से लिया जा रहा है कि सब पोलिंग स्टेशंस पर ये सुविधाएं उपलब्ध हैं. फ्रेंड्स, कुछ पोलिंग स्टेशन ऐसे होंगे जिसमें जो सिर्फ महिलाओं के द्वारा ही मैनेज्ड होंगे. ऑल पोलिंग पर्सनल एंड ऑल्सो इवन द सिक्योरिटी स्टाफ 100% women oriented. So this is every assembly would have at least one and more in certain pockets. So महिलाओं के सशक्तिकरण को दर्शाने का चुनावों के इस माध्यम से भी हम लोग एक बहुत सशक्त माध्यम बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, ताकि एक्सपीरियंस भी एक बहुत अच्छा हो और साथ साथ एक सशक्तिकरण को भी वो प्रदर्शित कर सके. फ्रेंड्स, सिमिलरली some polling stations will be managed entirely by our PWD staff, or they will be ready to welcome the voters. And आपके माध्यम से ये भी हम लोग कहना चाहते हैं, और कमीशन में बहुत ही इसके बारे में सेंसिटिविटी है, कि जो PWDs हैं वो एक्चुअली बहुत मायने में हमसे बहुत ज्यादा एबल्ड हैं. उनका चिंतन, उनका भाव, उनके इमोशंस, उनकी सहनशीलता, बहुत चीज हम लोगों से ज्यादा है. So what they require is essentially the equity and equal opportunities, not mere sympathy. And therefore, we are very, very conscious that we will cover all the PWDs, mark them. I'll give you a figure as to how much we have marked all India, and you would be happy to know that. I'll come to that slowly. Now, maybe at the cost of repeating, I would reiterate, if we as the Election Commission team put in such concerted efforts to ensure a polling station within 2 kilometer reach for voters, replete with all kinds of facilities, I would appeal to the voters to value their hard-earned right to franchise and come out to vote in maximum numbers, so that मतदाता रूपी इंद्रधनुष हर बूथ पर दिखाई दे. Now I come to, friends, the postal ballot facility for the absentee voters, because it would be happening first time in these elections. Commission has decided and introduced this in the last round of elections, that 80 plus age voters, PWDs, and COVID infected voters, we would provide a Form 12D, and if they are willing, if they want to come to the polling station, every effort would be made to make it very, very comfortable there. And we encourage it. But in case somebody is ill and is not able to come, the commission would go to their house and get the vote conducted. एंड जैसे पिछली बार एक दो जगह में ये सूचना मिली थी कि कुछ शिकायत मिलने की उम्मीद थी कि आपने वोटर्स का उनका कोई इन्फ्लुएंस हो सकता है घर पर, उसको खत्म करने के लिए भी एवरी एंटायर प्रोसेस वुड बी वीडियोग्राफ्ड. साथ में कैंडिडेट्स के एजेंट्स को पहले से ही सूचित किया जाएगा कि किस दिन वोट लेने जाएंगे, वो साथ में जाएंगे, जा सकते हैं, एंड एवरीथिंग वुड बी फोटोग्राफ्ड, वीडियोग्राफ्ड. So, without compromising the secrecy of vote, the facility of voting would be extended right from the comfort of their home. And you would be happy to know, in the entire country, there are 1.82 crores voters who are 80 plus. And you would further be happy to know there are 100 plus voters, centenarians, who are crossing 2.5 lakhs. Imagine that they are all part of our voter list. And we are so happy, so privileged to serve them better. Actually, किसी भी सोसाइटी में अगर हम एल्डर्स की देखभाल नहीं करते, उनको सम्मान नहीं दे सकते, तो it's not a right way of our human behavior. तो हम लोग इसके बारे में बहुत सजग हैं और वोट की सीक्रेसी को पूर्णतः अक्षुण्ण रखते हुए उनके घर से वोट भी लेंगे अगर उन्हें इस बात की जरूरत होगी. Similarly, for PWDs, all the facilities starting from a volunteer to the wheelchair, if they require, would all be available at the booths. And again, to give you another interesting figure, there are 82 lakhs PWDs also who are marked in our voter list. And our entire effort is to make it inclusive and accessible. The Commission puts a whole lot of emphasis on making the elections truly participative, accessible for all our PWD brothers and sisters. Friends, I would just briefly touch the technological interventions. There is a whole lot of technology which will go into the elections, starting from for the ease of the voters and also for managing the inducement-free elections. Firstly, the voter helpline, you can see all kinds of informations in that, including your booth location, including the candidates, the informations about them and results. The another interesting and very important application is a C-Vigil application. What it does, any voter can make any complaint, and the moment he either he can take a picture from his mobile, he can write on a paper and take a photo, or he can type. And the moment he sends a message to C-Vigil, his longitude and latitude is automatically fed. Means his location, geolocation is known. And our team will reach within 60 minutes flat and would answer in 90 minutes. So what we are saying, what we are appealing through you to our voters, कि अगर कहीं भी कोई भी दुरुपयोग मनी पावर का, नार्कोटिक्स का, ड्रग्स का, किसी भी तरीके का उनको नजर आता है, किसी भी पोलिंग पार्टी का कोई चीज गलत नजर आती है, तो कृपया उसको C-Vigil पे डालें. कुछ स्टेट्स ने बहुत इफेक्टिवली, सशक्त तरीके से इसको यूज किया, एंड दिस इज बिकमिंग एन इंटरेस्टिंग टूल इन आवर हैंड्स टू कंट्रोल the menace of any kind of money or the power or misuse by anybody. So please, again I would request that अगर नागरिक कैंडिडेट विजिलेंट हैं, so vigilant नागरिक, C is them and results become vigilant, and it is your other interesting and very important. Help us we will guarantee that in 100 minutes you get a written response. What it does, same mobile number, any voter make a complaint can make any complaint. PWD app also. The moment he loads, either he can take a picture from his mobile, he can write on a paper and take a photo, or he can type register. And the moment he sends a message to C-Vigil or facilitation, lat long, longitude and latitude, kursi chahiye, automatically koi madad chahiye, means his location, geolocation is known. इस पर पहले से, and our team will reach another interesting minutes flat and very critical in application is KYC. Know your what we are saying, what we are appealing. Candidate का पूरा affidavit कहीं भी कोई भी, which will give all his assets and liabilities, money power and all the narcotics का, criminal का, किसी भी background नजर आनी, किसी भी polling party का कोई चीज गलत नजर आती है तो थ्रू दिस ऐप सी विजिल पे डालें। और कुछ स्टेट्स ने बहुत इफेक्टिवली सशक्त तरीके से कैंडिडेट की कोई भी राजनीतिक, दिस इज बिकमिंग एन इंटरेस्टिंग अपराधी पृष्ठभूमि है कंट्रोल, तो वो इस पर स्पष्ट रूप से दिखाई देगी क्या अपराध और है उनके ऊपर में, मिसयूज बाय एनी, किस तरीके की एफआईआर है, उसकी क्या डिटेल्स है। अगेन आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट दैट अगर नागरिक कैंडिडेट एंड इन एडिशन विजिलेंस सीज 3 times they will have to publish. It is your other interesting and very important because we will guarantee that in criminality you get a written response in the elections. Same mobile number, any voter complaint can make any complaint. PWD app also. The moment he loads, either he can take a picture from his mobile, ऐसी व्यवस्था करें, write on a paper and take a photo, or he can type register. And the moment he sends a message to C-Vigil or facilitate, he enable the voter to take an informed choice. कुर्सी चाहिए, part of the disclosure means all the assets, liabilities is known, so be known, and our team will reach another interesting candidates. Background, financial application is all be known through your candidate. So please, we are appealing candidate का पूरा affidavit कहीं भी कोई भी candidates also all his assets and liabilities, money power and जितनी भी entitlements उनके criminal किसी भी तरह के नजर आनी, किसी भी polling party का कोई that चीज गलत नजर आती है तो through this app on C-Vigil पे डालें। और कुछ states ने बहुत effectively सशक्त तरीके से कोई भी राजनीतिक applies for a ground अपराधी पृष्ठभूमि है first, and if there is limited space दिखाई देगी क्या अपराध और है उनके ऊपर में, मिसयूज बाय एनी, किस तरीके की एफआईआर है, उसकी क्या डिटेल्स है। अगेन आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट दैट अगर नागरिक कैंडिडेट एंड इन एडिशन विजिलेंस आल्सो हैड इन टाइम इंटरेक्शन विद द, इट इज योर अदर इंटरेस्टिंग एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज़ जस्ट टेल यू वी गारंटी दैट इन criminality no cash elections mobile number, any voter going state can make any PWD app also. The moment he loads, either he can take a picture from his mobile, व्यवस्था करें, write on a paper and take a photo, or he will counter register. And the moment he sends a message to see गया है कि is unable to voter to make an identity choice, कुर्सी चाहिए, part of the closer means all the assets, liabilities में cash will no illegal, and our team will reach another interesting candidates, his background, political application is all be known to find out your candidate, that no consumer candidate का पूरा affidavit कहीं भी consumer candidates also all his assets and liabilities, money power and जितनी भी entitlements उनके criminal किसी भी तरह के all the borders would be party का कोई that चीज गलत नजर आती है on C-Vigil बनाने और कुछ states ने cash और drug effectively सशक्त तरीके से कोई भी राजनीतिक अपराधीज in the communication age first. And if there are a whole lot of misinformation, any kind of क्या अपराध है उनके ऊपर में misuse by any. So you again, please we request the again I would request vigilant अगर नागरिक candidate and in addition vigilant also had in time news direction with your other interesting and very important हम आगे बढ़ाने से पहले that in criminality system लगाने elections mobile number any voter fake narrative में any complaint PWD में बदल moment ही लगता है इधर ही के लिए होना चाहिए ऐसी व्यवस्था करें, we have paper and take a photo, or he will counter register. And the moment he sends a message to see गया है कि is unable to voter to make an identity choice, कुर्सी चाहिए, watch other चाहिए, and if anybody tries the assets liabilities में cash will create, and our team will reach another interesting candidate, objection background, political application is all be known as find out mandate candidate that no consumer candidate का पूरा affidavit ही भी consumer candidates also all all his assets in having given you an overview and entitlements which are criminal background invasion borders would now I would का कोई that chain will be subject for on and states cash or drugs. Effectively, tell you first the term of the legislative assembly in this Himachal Pradesh was coming by an age 8th of January. There are a whole lot of information, any kind of, and there are 68 used by anyone. Again, across your district, again, I would request that specific seats reserved for vigilance. Also having 17 seats are reserved for that in reality, as you see the data on this slide, fake coming legislative activity our teams will rate that take a photo or 67,000 and 56,000 and if anybody all the assets would be happy to know that there are 1,184 background applications and we will everybody find out that as a mark of candidate का पूरा कार्ड you will be happy to know candidate motivational things for our young voters having given you an overview and entitlements all election background innovation borders would now I would local body that change there are subject for and they come many of them come to cash or drugs. They will not tell you first the term of the legislative assembly this Himachal Pradesh really by an age 8th of January. There are a whole lot of inspiration for all of us and there are there may be used by any request to again I would vigilance will care about vigilance and also reserved for very important that in there are 1 point on the slide fake narrative coming legislative 18 years 67,000 these are the ones and very 56,000 and if anything all the large number of users would be happy to know that there are 1,184 amendments against typical enabled applications we will find out that qualified dates candidate का पूरा कार्ड you will be happy to know अगर मैं ऐसे समझाऊं motivational things for us giving you an opportunity and entitlements all election background innovation borders would be that's के बाद there are subject for and they come many of them come because of this they say we do not tell you first the term of the legislative Himachal Pradesh really by an age 8th of January. There are a whole lot of inspiration for all of us 3,000 and there are there may be used by request to again I would vigilance will care about only because of the also there are 1 point somewhere on the slide and is very coming and in 18 years 67,000 we take the these are the ones and very 56,000 and if anything all the large number of users would be happy to know that there are 1,184 amendments against typical enabled new voters we will contain the card vote that in qualified dates candidate का पूरा happy to know अगर मैं ऐसे समझाऊं motivational for us giving you an opportunity and entitlements all election background innovation borders would be that's के बाद there are subject for many of them come because of this they say we do not share participation there are a whole lot of inspiration for 3,000 and there are there may be used by request to again I आयोग में हमेशा only because of their आना चाहूंगा कि last date for nomination only because of